I am ready. Because I want to feel like a man. So far, no, they tire you. I can make you more money than you're making right now. Take her back. Hot soap for me.
I swear with my life. Blood, and flesh.
Now the story begins with a boy named Joshua, who was made to swear to the gods alongside other boys, and after that their bloods were collected and was given to a strange creature to drink. The story changes to a man called Ephe, who finished with a first class, struggling to make money. He even tried begging his boss for a loan, but he refused. Later on, gets a call from his mother-in-law saying that his wife, who is currently pregnant with triplets, needs about 200,000 for surgery. He met with someone who was willing to help, only if he gets romantic with her, which he refused, and she later gave him the money. On his way back to the hospital, he was robbed, and he tried explaining to the nurses in charge when he got back to the hospital, but they were not listening to him. Someone later called him to her office, where she told him she will speak to the management so he can have a flexible payment plan, and also told him that one of the triplets had died.
When you said we lost one of the babies, I felt relief.
The storyline changes to a woman named Mrs. Ogunlesi, who was currently at a birthday party and got a call stating that her husband and children had died. His wife was laid off at work due to her being distracted. She begged and begged, but all to no avail.
Ephe, you don't remember me? Rose, you don't remember me? This guy saved my life.
Now at the restaurant Ephe works, Ephe was sacked, and that was where he met an old friend of his who he once saved back then in school, and the friend gave him some money and settled the debts he had with the restaurant owner. Obosu, who is his friend, offered to help, but asked if he can do the kind of job he does. Ephe agreed, and Obosu gave him the role of the supervisor. But after Ephe was showed what the job entails, what he will be doing, he declined the offer. After trying to go for another interview, it was unfortunate because he didn't carry his system along. Going back home, he met his babies crying because his wife was too old to breastfeed the baby and there was no formula available. Ephe went back to Obosu and was given a new apartment and a car. Hilda, who is Obosu's wife, ran towards Ephe, telling him that one of his kids is missing, who was later found in a freezer, unconscious, and was rushed to the hospital, where she later became conscious. Obosu assured Ephe that he was going to find the person who was responsible for that. Back to the agency where Mrs. Ogunlesi works, they've been chasing the monkey case for a very long time now, and Mrs. Ogunlesi was quite interested in it. After all, she's a detective. And the monkey is a very big organization known for doing cyber crime. Now the story changes to teacher whose granddaughters were killed by Obosu over tax payments, and he promised to make a revenge. Nosa was sleeping alongside her daughter, where a man disguised as a cleaner was about to attack Susu, but Nosa woke up and pounced on him. Just then, the nurses heard screams and alerted the doctor, who rushed in but was stabbed in the leg. Ephe came to the hospital and was upset about what happened and insisted on taking his daughter home. His wife refused. Ephe tried to reconcile with his wife as she blames him for what has been happening. Nosa was really angry about all that's been happening in the family. Mrs. Ogunlesi, on the other hand, began her investigation on Ephe. She went back to the hospital to confirm from the doctor about information about Ephe, but the doctor refused and called Ephe to inform him about what had just happened. Ephe went on a date with Amanda, but Amanda refused to be around Oboso after the stunt he had pulled at the bar. Ephe right then warned Oboso to stay away from his daughter, Ephe, who he was dating for over 2 years, and got her pregnant. They both got into an argument and people recorded, and it got to Mrs. Ogunlese's table, and it made us more suspicious. On the other hand, teacher was upset that his daughter's murderers are still alive. Mrs. Ogunlese continued her investigation on Ephe and Oboso the boss, as he was fondly called. During an investigation, Mrs. Ogunlese was able to detain a boy who she found out was part of the monkey's crew. Oboso kidnapped and tortured teacher's father. Ephe pulled out a gun and Oboso later succumbed to it. Mrs. Ogunlese was later able to strike a deal with Bello, and he gave her the address of one of the cells the monkey boys operate. And she went there indiscreet. Her phone rang, signaling her presence. Back at the quarters, she couldn't find the video evidence of the cell she videoed, and Bello was found dead that morning. Ephe helped and took care of teacher's father, who later decided to be lenient with him. Mrs. Ogunlese was given a suspension for forging a superior signature to uncover the monkey. Back to Ephe, he was seen having a dinner with teacher while eating cooked human meat, and Ephe told him he had nothing to do with his granddaughter's death, but teacher was only out for revenge, and teacher said he should bring the head of Oboso and he will stop the threat. Meanwhile, Ephe went to the agency and made a complaint of harassment by Mrs. Ogunlese to the superior, and she let her off her job. Nosa got a message through her daughter's school bag, and it was a human head. Now, Oboso and Ephe met at a bar where they hugged things out, and some men attacked Oboso, and Oboso brought out his charm, trying to protect himself and Ephe, and it was there he realized that it was actually set up by Ephe.
Take my back, don't worry. Take my back, I'll protect you, don't worry.
Ephe went home trying to run away from everything and found out his wife was having an affair with the doctor who treated his daughter. And finally, Ephe was apprehended alongside Onome. After Mrs. Ogunlese provided enough evidence given to her by Amanda, everyone testified against Ephe, including Ephe, his daughter, and at the court, Ephe was shot at. And that brings us to the end of the movie. Hit the like button and the subscribe button if you want to be seeing more movie recaps like this.